Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here today. And I'm happy to have my guest on today. His name is Douglas Berry, and he's written a couple of absolutely adorable children's books. So, Doug, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for coming on.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So here's what I know about you. I know that you are a retired Air Force veteran. You put in 20 years, which is amazing. Thank you so much for your service. I'm so grateful to you and all the men and women who serve.
Awesome. Thanks for your support. Yeah, as I like to call it, I did the full pool. Did all 20.
I love that. Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, Air Force career, children's book author, little different lanes. Tell me a little bit about when and how and why you decided to write a children's book, or two, technically.
Growing up with my kids, TJ and Melissa, I always read to them. Me and my wife always read to them. And I always thought in the back of my mind I could write a children's book. It seemed like, I've read enough. I should be able to put one together. But I just never really had the idea of what to do. And it wasn't until after I retired from the Air Force, my son had caught a rabbit in the backyard. So that's kind of how that path took place. It was just happenstance. It's like he caught a rabbit in the backyard. I always had it in the back of my head that I could write a book. And after he brought it in, the rabbit spent the night with us. We released it the next morning. I looked at my wife. I was like, what was the rabbit's perspective? And it's all of a sudden, there's the idea. I thought everything had been done. And it's like, no, there's the idea right there. We just wrote it real quick. Took about 20 minutes for the first book. Went on from there. The publishing process took a while because I shot it out to about 3 or 4 publishers. It got shot down. Finally, Fulton Publishing said, yeah, we'll do it with you. And it was like, oh, cool, awesome. And about that time, COVID had hit. So I actually used the COVID relief stimulus checks that they sent out to publish the first one.
That's amazing. What a great use of that time, that COVID time, really, right? I think if there's an upside to that whole experience, I think it did birth a lot of creative people who finally had the time to really use their creativity and have the time to actually do something like that. So now that first book is called The Night I Spent in a People House, right? That's so cute. Yes, I love that. And that, of course, behind you is the star of the book, Jasper, right? Yes. Absolutely adorable. Now, did you do the illustrations, or did your publishing company kind of put you with somebody, or something totally different?
I would love to tell everybody that I'm that talented and can draw that good, but I honestly can't draw a stick man. Fulton Publishing hooked me up with about 10 illustrators to choose from, and they're all kind of styles and all that, the anime and highly detailed stuff. And I knew if it was going to be a kid's book, it just needed to be bare bones, not a whole lot of detail, just nice bright colors. And that's what I shot for. And they do an awesome job. I just hope she never quits. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. So your experience with that was good. You feel like the whole process of working with an illustrator was painless and easy? Because I have yet to work with an illustrator, and I'm always like, oh, are they going to understand my vision? Are they going to? So tell me a little bit about that process. Was it challenging, or did it just come really easy?
It was challenging at first because I'd never done anything like this before, and the publisher came back and said, all right, well, the story looks good, everything's great, now we need some ideas for the illustrator. Put pictures on the paper, and I'm like, oh gosh, how am I gonna, what's in my head? How am I gonna get that out and give it to them so they can put it on paper? And this is kind of a funny part of the story because I'm walking around the house and I'm like, geez, how am I gonna do this? And then I got like a little light came on. It's like, well, wait, I live in a house. So I got my phone out and I put the phone about knee high, and I started walking around the house taking pictures of different scenarios where I could put the rabbit when he was in the house doing things. And I did the same thing outside and through the neighborhood, and my neighbors probably thought I was crazy if anybody saw me doing that. But so the pictures in the house, the illustrations in the house are actually, that's my house.
That is so cool. And what a great idea. What a smart idea to have done it like that, and how fun. And now you have 2 kids, right?
Yes, I've got 2 kids, 3 grandkids.
Oh,
James, Logan, and Piper. They're my son's kids, and I'll give them a quick shout out there.
that's awesome. That is so cool. So they have to be, are they old enough to really appreciate that their grandfather is an author and that they have this book by their, or are they too young?
No, no, they love it. They absolutely love it. The star of the show there, when I first had him made, my granddaughter was over here, and I'd just gotten him, and I just cut him out of the foam, and I had him sitting there, and she picked him up and started dancing with him. It's like, oh, I wish I had a picture of that. That would have been perfect.
That is so
Missed out on
cute.
that one.
Now you said that the actual writing process of writing that first book was so easy. It came, you said like, did you say like 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was quite frankly about
That's
20
so
or 30
awesome.
minutes. I sat down and just I wrote it. Of course, I tweaked it a little bit after that, but it was just such an easy story because I mean, it basically happens, semi-true story.
Right.
Uh, my son actually named the rabbit that he caught Jasper.
Hmm.
And the image that is Jasper in the story now is actually our pet rabbit, whose name was Digger, Digger. And when he passed away, about the same time that I was doing the book, and I'm like, well, this would be perfect. I could immortalize Digger in Jasper's book. So
That is so sweet.
that came from.
And there's some authors out there who are, racking their brains trying to come up with an idea for a book. The same kind of the same story that you have, that, you want to do this, but you don't know what you're going to write about. And they're like, oh my gosh, it comes that easily, that quickly. And I think that's actually a great lesson. Like, don't stress out if you are an aspiring author and you really, really want to write a book. Go say a children's book for, a perfect example, and you don't know what to write about. Just be patient. Inspiration is going to come to you clearly, right? And it was just like that. It was like a light bulb moment, right?
It sure was. Yep. Definitely.
That's awesome. And so after you wrote that first book, did you think, okay, well, I did it. I had this goal and this idea that I wanted to accomplish. Now I'm all done. I'm not going to write anymore. Or did you know right away that there was going to be a follow-up?
No, you nailed it. I did the first one, figured, it's a cool family story. I'll sell maybe 30 copies and one and done. And that would be cool. That would have been fine. I would have been happy with that. But I wrote it. Long story short, the first book sold about 400 or 500 copies, and people started asking me what's next for Jasper. And I'm like, well, I hadn't thought at all about it.
That's great.
And, so I got thinking, it's like, well, what could he do? I was kind of lost, but we like to go to Myrtle Beach for vacation. And I'm like, well, that's it. Jasper and his friends will find a way to go to the beach and someplace they've never been before, and we'll work that out, and it'll be a cool thing. So that's where the inspiration for the second book came.
That's so cool. And again, nice and easy, right? It was like, oh, okay, this is what they're doing next. I love that. I love when things come together nice and easily. Oh,
The third one's actually just about as easy because I spent about 4 years, 5 years maybe, on a poultry farm when we moved from New Jersey to Maryland. In the third book, they're going to go to a farm, so I've got it already written. It's just not published yet. But
oh, that's exciting. You got to my next question before I could even ask. You're good. You're getting really good at these things, huh? You're a pro. You know where these questions are going. So there is a third one that's coming out. How far do you see this series going on, or are you just going to let it happen organically as it comes to you?
If I could get a little personal, I actually feel like the good Lord put me on this path.
I love that.
So I'm going to follow it as far as I can.
I love that. That makes my heart so happy. And I love that you are approaching it in that way, because I think that's the best way to let life guide you, kind of, and just be the recipient of the direction being shown to you, really. So that's a perfect answer. And I look forward to seeing, because I feel like there's going to be more. Do you have an interest in writing different types of genres, or do you think you want to stick with the children's book lane?
Yeah, I think it's me and Jasper. I think that's all I got in me.
That's sweet. You never know.
No,
Never
you
say
don't.
never, right? That's terrific. What would you say has been like the best part of this whole experience?
The best part, the coolest part, is just watching the kids smile and laugh when they read it. I've got an email from one lady. She couldn't get her son interested in reading, and she works with my sister who works for NASA. They kind of work together, and so she heard about the book, so she went ahead and she bought it, and it came in, and as soon as it came in, and her son knew it was a book for him, he opened it up. Excuse me, and just started reading it. Read it from cover to cover, and was just so excited about getting the book. And she sent me a nice little thank you note about she's like, I don't know what it is about that book, but he wouldn't sit down and read anything. But when your book came in, he was all over it. So it's
Wow.
stories like that really make me feel good.
That is a great feeling. Anytime someone lets you know that, they enjoyed your book and it, made an impact, that's such a great, great feeling. What a great story. And I love people who do that too, who, let you know. I'm telling anybody who's watching this, authors love, love, love when you reach out and let them know that you enjoyed the story or, something. Give us some feedback because we actually do enjoy it. Just don't be mean. Nobody likes anybody being mean. There's no need for that, people. Not that any of you would. All right. I want to tell everybody the names of both books again. So the first book is The Night I Spent in a People House. And the second book is A Day at the Beach with Jasper and Friends. And do you have a title? Are you telling us the title yet for the third one? Or are we still on hold?
I haven't quite nailed it down. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be. Obviously, something about the farmer Jasper. I'm not sure. I'm just still kicking that around, trying to come up with a good one.
I love it. What a charming, charming series that is. And I can see the cover behind you there. It looks just absolutely adorable. Great, great colors, vivid, everything. It's so perfect. It's everything that a children's book should be. What age group approximately is it geared toward or up to, would you say? I know
Up
it's
to
hard.
beginner reading, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say up to beginner reading, and I don't know if once they learn to read, I don't know if they. Although I do know some. My daughter's a fourth grade teacher up at Fairfield County, and she's got some students that absolutely love the books too, and they constantly read them. So
That
up to fourth
is,
grade, I guess.
that's so awesome. I love it. I love that your daughter's a teacher, you said.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
That's so cool. So yeah, she gets to bring that to her students. What a great, great thing that is. So now tell everyone where they can find your books and where they can find you. I don't know if you have a website or any of that stuff. If you have anything you want to share where they can find you and your books, let's let everybody know.
Sure, they are literally everywhere online. Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, BooksAMillion.com, Walmart.com. They are everywhere online. I've got a website, www.jasper-and-friends.com. There's a Facebook page as well, jasperandfriends.com there as well. There's even, I don't know if anybody's heard of Zazzle.com, but I even have a little storefront on Zazzle.com where you can go in and look for Jasper cups, mugs, that sort of thing.
I love that. You have Jasper merchandise. That is so
I do.
Cool. That's really cool. And I love Zazzle. It's a great site. So yeah, great call there on doing that.
Yeah.
So
I do want to get them in stores. That's the goal this year is to get them in stores. I'm trying to really lean on buyers and try to get them in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Target, who we got? Target, Walmart, lots of different places, Barnes and Noble, all the places. If you guys are listening, get his book in there, will you? There, from our lips to their ears and hopefully on their shelves ASAP. Libraries too. Absolutely. Right. Get them in some libraries. That's also great.
Got them in libraries. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
About 4 states, county libraries, I got them in. So we're spreading out.
Awesome.
Little by little, word of mouth.
Nice. And it's good and it's pure and it's light. And I think we need so much more of that in the world these days, more than ever, probably. So I'm glad you're contributing something so nice and sweet to the world because we really do. We really do need it right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to get wrapped up with a bunch of deep meaning books. I mean, there are a bunch of unlike animals that are friends and go on adventures. I mean, if there's any kind of a meaning, that would be it. But there's no deep messages in there other than these animals just going out, maybe exploring, learning a couple of new things together and having a good time.
Oh, that's perfect. I know a lot of people are sitting here going, oh, thank goodness. That's exactly what we want. Just something, nice and easy and sweet. Oh,
Yep.
it's so great. Doug, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. I appreciate you so much. And I hope to have you back on again when the next book is out so you can share that with us. That would be a lot of fun. Fun for me. I don't know if it's
Sure,
fun
that'd
for
be
you, but
it's a blast. I enjoy it.
terrific. Okay, guys, this has been Elsa Kurt with Doug Barry. We're talking about his children's books. You can find them on all of the major online retailers. Go check them out and get those books for your kids. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Hey, family, if you're looking for the perfect gift for the reader in your life, why not check out one of my books? They're all available on Amazon and most major online book retailers, as well as elsakurt.com.